We have with us as guest briefers from the Eastern Police District, the Deputy Director for Administration, Police Senior Superintendent Greg Lim, the Chief of Police of San Juan, Senior Superintendent Ariel Arcinas, and the Assistant Chief of Police of Marikina. Ako pa ka ba, Bill? Assistant Chief of Police for Administration, Police Superintendent Virgilio Viloria of Marikina Police. First briefer will be the Senior Superintendent, Ariel, the Chief of Police of San Juan. Ariel?
Good morning po sa ating lahat. As introduced, I'm Police Senior Superintendent Ariel Arcinas, and my area of responsibility is San Juan City. To provide you a brief background of my area, San Juan City has a land area of 5.94 square kilometers with a total of 21 barangays. It has one congressional district and a population of around 204,382. May kodigo po ako. And the police strength of 212 personnel. I have 5 PCPs under me, and my police to population ratio is 1:964. I have under me vital installations, infrastructures, and establishments totaling to a number of 260. Next, please. For my crime statistics, next. Wala po tayong murder homicide sa area ng San Juan for the past weeks. And then for my robbery theft is last week covering the period October 12 to 18, 2015 is a slight increase compared to the previous week, an increase of 1 incident. Wala po tayong carnapping na motor vehicle, and then meron po tayong isa na carnapping na motorcycle which was left unattended. Doon po sa area to ng Agora, sa area ng PCP 5. Sa checkpoint operations po, it dropped down by 3 checkpoint operations, having 39 checkpoints against last week ng 42 kasi gawa po ito ng bagyong Lando. Kaya nabawasan po tayo ng checkpoint. Sa atin pong Oplan Bacal Sita, which is part ng ating intervention, is we have a total of 70 operations, 140 mobile patrols, and then a total of 210 beat patrol activities. Kung mapupuna po natin is very rare din naman po tayo makatanggap ng warrants of arrest, and then for the last week meron po tayong 2, and then ang na-serve po natin dito is 2 rin. Oplan Bulabog, we have 6 operations, and then for Oplan Galugad, which is against wanted persons, meron po tayong 3. Ang total persons arrested natin is 2, and then ang total persons cited and indicted is 10 for the past week, without any firearms confiscated and motor vehicles also confiscated. Regarding do sa phase 2 po ng ating lambat sibat concerning yung top 10 illegal drug personalities, as of October 12 to 18 of this year, meron na po tayong na-aresto or apprehended na 4, and then meron pa po tayong 6 na natitirang top 10 illegal drug personalities, which is the subject of manhunt operations. And then as shown, yung may mga red lines po is arrested, and then without the red lines, ito po yung ating hinahanap pa sa ngayon. For the phase 2 of SIBAT activities regarding top 10 most wanted persons on criminal activities is we have apprehended a total of 5, the latest of which is last October 16. The details will be shown later. And then the balance po natin, and then as said, is subject ng ating manhunt operations ay 5 pa. Ito po yung mga nahuli na natin, yung may mga red lines, and then yung without, ito po yung subject ng ating operations. Yung hinuli po natin doon sa Bacoor, Cavite, doon sa Mary Homes, itong si Joel Botones is wanted sa murder. So, he was apprehended by Intel operatives of San Juan City Police Station on October 16, and then as shown, ito po siya, and then he is presently nasa jail ng San Juan City. And then for the effects of police visibility versus crime rate incidents and my assessment, for a total unit strength of 212, ang number of persons po natin assigned with admin offices is total of 22. And out of the 22, yung 11 po is kakondak pa din ng beat patrol to adhere with the instructions of our Chief PNP. So ang total number of persons who do patrol is 158, and number of persons who do investigation is 20, and then other field personnel, ito po yung mga intel natin, yung SAID, warrant, PCR is 24. So total number of field personnel natin is 202. So I have 10.37% of admin personnel compared to my unit strength. However, dito po sa 10.37, yung 11 pa rin is nagko-conduct ng beat patrol. And then 95.28% of personnel compared to the youth strength who do field operations. And then 78.21% of patrollers against the total number of field personnel, and a total of 74.52% of patrollers against my unit strength. Next please. For the assessment, ito po yung naging resulta ng ating mga ginagawang interventions tsaka actions sa San Juan City AOR. Sa crime-prone area po natin, 0 robbery theft incident recorded sa Green Hill Shopping Center. Kahit po alam natin na bare months na, nagre-record po for the past weeks ang Green Hill Shopping Center ng 0 incidents. Sa major thoroughfare po natin, along Ortigas Avenue, wala din po tayong robbery and theft incidents. And then sa ating vital installations is wala din po tayong insidente. Ang vital installation po natin primarily is yung Green Hills and then yung Atlanta Center na pinaglalagyan ng repeater ng PNP. So doon naman po sa standby point ng SRU natin or SWAT at saka ng Tactical Motorcycle Riders, which is sa 7-Eleven sa corner ng F. Blumentritt at Domingo, wala din po tayong mga recorded incident. So kahit pa paano po is napakatahimik pa rin ng San Juan. So for our assessment, sa San Juan City Police Station, we have a shift change of 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 12-12 po tayo, 12 hours duty. Sa major thoroughfare po natin, wala rin tayong recorded incident. Sa vital installations, wala po, including sa standby point area ng San Juan City Police Station, which is yung malapit po doon sa border ng Santa Mesa at saka ng San Juan City doon sa may Domingo. Next please. That ends my presentation. Salamat po, ang magandang umaga ulit sa ating lahat.
Saan nyo in-attribute yung walang case ng robbery sa Green? Yung intervention na ginawa ninyo?
Actually po, napakalaking bagay po ng instruction ng ating Chief PNP dun sa downloading ng personnel. So in adherence at sa pagsunod po dun sa mga ipinatutupad sa atin ng higher headquarters, ito po ang isang napakalaking tulong. At isa pa po doon, bukod sa downloading, din pong laging binabanggit ng ating Chief PNP na yung pagkukonduct ng checkpoints. Kaya dito po San Juan, bukod doon sa ating regular checkpoints, meron po tayong random na checkpoints or we call it bakal sita.
Kung i-check nyo sir, ilan ba yung naging record nyo in the past? At least mga ilan per
I assume as Chief of Police or Officer in Charge sa San Juan City Police Station on November 3. And then looking at the tingnan po natin yung mga records natin doon sa San Juan is nag-a-average po tayo ng mga 16 pataas or 10 pataas.
per week yung sir?
Per week. Mostly po sa San Juan, nagiging kaso naman natin is robbery lang at saka theft. Very rare na magkaroon po tayo ng ibang insidente.
Sir, nakita natin yung last November. Ngayon, as of November, December, iba natin tataas pa yung 0-0 na kukuha mo.
As of now po, we are doing everything, lahat po ng intervention natin para sa katahimikan. May mga sitwasyon po na which is beyond our control, just like yung mga residential areas and then yung mga subdivisions na alam naman po natin na napakahigpit din ng security. So ang sa atin po is gawin lahat ng tama natin gawin and then i-prevent natin yung occurrence ng crime and then the rest will follow.
Sir, so marami sa incident, including yung mga akit bahay dun sa area, sir?
Pakiulit po.
Dito pa mga robbery natin include na bumabae and including yung mga rubber, yung mga akit bahay, sir?
Opo, dati po may mga akyat bahay tayo pero for the past weeks wala po tayong akyat bahay incident.
Sir, magpapasko na, marami ang mamimili sa Green Hills Shopping Center. Ano pong ginagawa paghahanda ng San Juan?
In coordination po ng security manager o security office ng Green Hills Shopping Center na nagdadagdag po sila ng mga security guards saka yung mga plain clothes nila na security personnel, and then tayo naman po is with the augmentation ng Eastern Police District na ibinibigay sa atin, idinideploy po natin sila sa paligid ng Green Hills so para pag-itingan yung security na sa area.
Pero sir, wala tayo yung nasa loob ng malls na umiikot. Wala tayo.
Basta may mga desk.
May existing po tayong mga police assistance desk, and then kung kinakailangan po is nagpapaikot din tayo, meron tayong nagpapatrol sa loob ng malls. Kasi alam po natin na ito ay isang napakagandang deterrent.
Hindi naka-uniform.
Naka-uniform po. Pinagbabawal po natin yung nag-duty ng hindi naka-uniform.
Pero sa ngayon, sir, ongoing na yun? Or we are planning pa lang na sa December or sa week po ng mga nag-shop?
As of now po, nagdagdag na po ang Green Hills Shopping Center ng security personnel, and then tayo po, yung mga dinunload sa ating tao, yung huli nga po na 6, inilagay lahat natin sa Green Hills.
Sir, but before Christmas, how's our preparation for upcoming months?
In coordination po with the local government, actually dadalawa lang naman po yung cemetery sa San Juan, yung San Juan Cemetery at saka yung Santuario de Santo Cristo. So yung sanctuary naman po napakaliit at around 10 nga po sarado na yan ng gabi. So meron na po tayong koordinasyon para doon sa implementasyon ng ating security plan, paglatalaga ng mga pulis doon sa harapan at saka sa loob, pati yung pag-search po doon sa mga ipapasok na gamit sa loob ng cemetery.
Magtataas po tayo ng alert, sir?
Yan po is na prerogative po ng ng higher headquarters, kung ano pong iutos sa amin, isusundin lang po namin.
Sir, last year din, nag-assume sabi ko may 16 per week. Pero ngayon, dahil ba dun sa patrol sa loob, yung malls, and the additional download ng tao, personnel sa kalsada, yun ba yung nakikita natin best practice? That's why.
Ayun po, ang nakikita natin isang napakagandang ginawa ng ating Chief PNP, si Police Director General Ricardo Marquez, yung pagda-download po ng tao at saka yung presence on the streets, na alam po natin na talagang nakakatulong sa pagsawata ng krimen.
Political. May request. Talagang inihayag na ni Vice Mayor Francis Amoy na hilingan na i-declare na hotspot, election hotspot ang San Juan. Sir, kayo ang hepe doon, ano po ang
Consider niyo ba, sir?
Assessment.
Assessment niyo, sir?
Kung titingnan po natin kasi yung mga parameters at requirements para magdeklara ang ng isang area is election hotspots, kinakailangan po natin ng mga recorded na election-related violent incidents or election-related incidents, existence po ng private armed groups, ng mga threat groups. So meron po tayong tinitingnan at sinusunod na mga kategorya para madeklara po na ang isang area is election hotspot. Sa akin po naman is napakatahimik po ng San Juan at hindi po namin naalis kay Vice Mayor na gawin niya yung inaakala niyang tama na makakatulong sa kanya.
Pero sir, sa ngayon, based on your assessment, may nakikita ka bang dahilan para i-declare na election hotspot ang San Juan?
Wala pa po.
So hindi enough yung intense political rivalry po to consider it as a hotspot?
Katulad po na sinabi ko kanina, bukod po dun sa intense political rivalry, meron pa po tayong sinusunod na parameters na nagko-conduct naman po niyan sa higher headquarters, and then sila po nagde-determine yan.
Sir, pakibuo naman yung sinabi mo na wala. Na wala. So ngayon wala pa kami nakikita. Para gawing election hotspot.
Wala pa po na tayong existing na any election-related incident, violent or whatsoever, para gawing hotspot po ang San Juan City.
Sir, how do we assure na lang yung mga political rivals doon sa area na peaceful election?
By history, ang San Juan naman po is napakatahimik na lugar. Kahit sa eleksyon, nagkataon lang po siguro na meron ngayong political rivalry, but they are long-time friends. Sila naman po is matatagal na magkaibigan.
Sir, based doon sa mga nakaraang election, based din po doon sa inyong mga sa record, may magulo ba ang eleksyon sa San Juan?
Hindi po.
Peaceful, sir?
Hindi po at wala po yata akong nakikita doon sa record na na-review na akong dokumento na magulo or election-related violent incidents para sabihin natin na ang history ng San Juan sa election ay may kaguluhan.
Sir, wala din din monitor ng mga private armed groups, both kina Vice Mayor Zamora or sa San Juan, Mayor,
wala naman po. As of now is bali ang mga private armed groups po natin is minomonitor po ng high headquarters at ng district headquarters, so wala po tayong nakikita.
What yung mga loose firearms, sir, dun sa San Juan?
For the past weeks, wala po tayong namomonitor na loose firearms doon sa San Juan. At alam po naman natin, ang San Juan is karamihan mga establishmento is panghanap buhay at pang negosyo. Kaya compared po doon siguro sa ibang lugar na hindi ko naman po pwedeng banggitin is wala po kami mga nakikita na mga loose firearms. At kung meron man po siguro is mga panaka-naka lamang.
Sir, sinabi ni Vice Mayor na may nare-receive siyang mga threat through text. Ano po mapapayo?
Kung meron po siyang natatanggap ng mga threat sa kanya, pwede naman po niyang isangguni doon sa ating national headquarters, so sa Directorate for Intelligence natin for validation, and then pwede din naman po niya kaming puntahan sa istasyon para matulungan po namin siya kung talagang existing yung threat sa kanyang buhay.
Pero siya lumalapit sa inyo?
As of now po is nag-uusap lang po kami pag may mga activities siya, so ini-ensure naman po namin ang kanyang safety, particularly sa AOR ng San Juan.
Sir, yung pag-ibig ng karagdagan security by threats na sa kanya, lumapit na ba sa inyo?
Tungkol po sa security, may papayo ko po is bago na pumunta na po sila directly sa PSPG na siyang authorized po natin na mag-provide ng security, and then sa national headquarters para babigyan po siya ng appropriate o yung kinakailangan niya na security personnel.
So yung effort na ma-declare na hotspot, anong effect makikita natin bukod sa siyempre magiging intense yung pagbabantay natin sa security, lalo na economic zone din itong San Juan business area. So meron bang magiging effect if ever?
Hindi ko pa po masasagot as of now yan. Gawa ng kung magsasagutin ko pa yun, magiging spekulasyon ko lamang. So sa amin po is gawin yung nararapat, ang aming trabaho na maging apolitical kung ano mangyari sa eleksyon na ito at panatilihin po ang katahimikan at seguridad sa San Juan City.
Sir, hindi po kaya dahil parang nag-downplay yung complaint yung Vice Mayor, incumbent Vice Mayor Zamora, because parang baka pinupalit kayo kay Dia na nag-approve ng appointment din sa position.
Hindi naman po, kasi bilang isang membro at official ng Philippine National Police, ang sinusunod po namin is ang kautusan ng National Headquarters. So at saka responsibilidad din po namin na pangalagaan ang seguridad ng bawat isang mamamayan. Hindi naman po kinakailangan na siya identified sa isang tao or kung kani-kanino para hindi namin gawin ang aming trabaho. Wala po kami pinipili.
So you're saying, sir, there's no basis to declare San Juan as hotspot at this time?
Ang sinabi ko lang po is wala pa tayong election-related violent incidents. Wala pa po tayong mga na-identify na private armed groups. Bali, as of now po is susundin ko ba din po yung kung ano sabihin sa akin ng high headquarters who will determine kung pwedeng ideklara ang hotspot ang San Juan City.
Pero for sure, sir, hindi na tayo na recommendations. Oo, so wala kayong ibibigay na pwede or
wala pa po naman tayong natatanggap na ganyan, and then if so ever, hindi ko ano pong requirements at parameters na kinakailangan national headquarters is gagawin po natin at susundin.
Thank you.
PIO na yan!
Leia.
Next, ikaw ba?
Sir, parang gusto ko bumalik kay Chen.
Virgin, ikaw na sila?
Sir, bakit wala si Sir Olano?
Deputy Chief of Police for Administration, Marikina.
Oo, galing.
Yes, on.
Slide is love kami.
Pwede scale.
Sir, walang queue.
The next po lang.
Next please. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Police Superintendent Virgilio Valdez Viloria, ang Assistant Chief of Police for Administration ng Marikina City, representing our Chief of Police, Senior Superintendent Vincent Calanoga. As shown in the screen, I will brief on you on the latest accomplishments on Lambat Sibat, the status of our downloading, the accounting of wanted persons, arrested persons, confiscated items related to crimes, best practices, and other significant accomplishments. Our latest accomplishments on Plan Lambat Sibat netted us 41 persons arrested. We had 200 persons cited or invited. We had 3 confiscated firearms with 6 motor vehicles, that include motorcycle and 1 4-wheel vehicle. Next. For our latest accomplishment, we had just arrested our #1 most wanted person in Marikina City in the person of Enrico Paginto, alias Iko, who has been responsible in a series of robbery hold-up incidents. And recently, we also killed 1 robbery suspect last October 13, who was shot by our SWAT personnel who responded from an off-duty status. Next. On the status of our downloading, we had downloaded 273 personnel and remained 17 for administrative duties, which comprises 6.32% for the admin. We had 91.37% for the field personnel, and we have 2.29% for the 8 personnel who are on suspension, sick leave, and APEC duties. Next. For the period last week, we had recorded 8 theft incidents and 1 robbery. And we have no murder, homicide, and no carnapping for that week. Next, please. So, we had seen the effects of our downloading of personnel, which definitely netted us a decrease in our crime incidents. So, with that, we had accounted our most wanted persons, which we had totaled 8, with 2 remaining. Next. And next, please. We had also arrested 5 drug wanted personalities, and we have 5 remaining. So, following slides are our best practices that we continuously implement in Marikina City. So, we have the Operation Sita, Operation Galugad, Bulabog, our checkpoint operations, Bandilyo, which is Operation Bangko, our Operation Kuyog, our anti-illegal drug operations or the bypass, our anti-illegal gambling operations, and others. Next, please. So, in the cascading of our best practices, one of the notable accomplishment is the sticker that we continuously provide to our residents. Wherein, cascading, please. Next. Wherein that resulted to the arrest, to the killing of the robbery suspect last week. So for our other significant accomplishments, we had just concluded the signing of a MOA between Marikina City Police and the Bikers League of Marikina. Because initially we had already a MOU signing between the National Radio Communicators last August 6, 2015. So this time, that was just last night when we had engaged the participation of our Bikers League to participate in our anti-criminality operations. Next. So these are the significant accomplishment of foot patrollers, which resulted to the arrest of Noel Ariate, Eunicio Angelo Santos, and Ryan J.J. Baltasar, which also netted as one carnap vehicle. So that ends my presentation. Magandang umaga po sa atin.
Sir, yung Loyola.
Yes.
Loyola Cemetery.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, marami pong undas, marami pong pupunta sa inyo. It's one of the main cemeteries. How are
Yes, ma'am.
you planning for the deployment?
Last Thursday, we had already an initial coordinating conference with the management of Loyola, and we had also enlisted the services of our volunteers who volunteered to be of service during the UNDAS. So it will be again, we will have again another series of coordinating conference until the last day prior to the UNDAS.
Tentatively, mga ilang positions dideploy sa ASPA?
Ma'am, we had enlisted the PCP, the PCP2, the whole of PCP2, and we had also our motorcycle riders and our mobile patrol and our SRU personnel to augment that.
The rerouting ba kayo in charge o yung LGU in cooperation ng LGU?
It is in the cooperation with the LGU. So kasama na rin po sila, ma'am, sa coordinating conference with regards to the traffic route.
Mas this early ba may establish na o yung template lang last year?
Basically, we are looking also at the template, but then we would like to check on the population that will come. So we are doing an estimate on that. So still, we will. It's the traffic unit of the LGU who will be in charge on that.
In the past ba, during your previous coordinating conference, na-mention na ba in the past how many you populate?
Ma'am, I do not have the exact data on that. So I will check on that, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Pero sir, previous ng mga undas, ano mga insidente na nangyari sa Loyola? Is there anything significant na?
Ma'am, since I was just assigned last January, I would like, it's just hearsay that konting ano lang, ma'am, theft lang po ang incident.
How about elections? Hindi naman natin makikita between Mayor Del and
Ma'am, historically, ang Marikina naman po ay maayos naman po yung pag-conduct nila ng election. And wala naman po tayong recorded election-related incidents in the past. So hopefully, ganun pa rin po yung status this coming elections.
Yung mayor mo nakaupo dun, sir, electionist?
Yes, ma'am. Re-electionist po si Mayor Del R.D. Guzman.
And how many are parang ang nag-file to contest yung kanyang pagtakbo? O running mo?
Rivals na.
Ilan ang nag-file?
Ilan sila maglalaban, sir, doon ngayon?
Si Marcy Sidoro po ang identified na po natin, Congressman Marcy. So,
Dalawa sila?
I don't have this exact record po, ma'am, so let me check on that later.
Magkapartido ba? Ay,
Hindi po, ma'am.
in the past.
Hindi po, ma'am. So,
Sir, yung sa veteran Lando, how do you prepare po for
yes, ma'am. Nung Lando po, in-alert po natin lahat ang ating personnel. And we monitored the Tumana area. At yun nga po, awan ng Diyos, wala naman po tayong casualties on that. Yes, ma'am.
yung mga ibang
Yes, ma'am.
meron pa sa siyempre yung mga preparedness na gano'n. Talaga bang tinuturing natin yun sa Marikina PNP na talagang mandate natin?
Ma'am, kasama na po iyon during disaster time. Kasi po yung alam po natin yung Marikina na prone na po siya sa flooding. So it's all mandatory na po sa atin na to look after our constituents during those times.
Sir, in case typhoon similar Bondoy natin, you think wala Marikina Police respond?
Capable naman po tayo, ma'am, with the help of our stakeholders, our force multipliers. Meron po na po silang mga equipment na naka-standby, ready on call. Nandyan po ang ating kapulisan, ang NCRPO at ang Eastern Police District na handang umalalay po pagka kinakailangan naman po.
Thank you.
Good morning po.
Next is the
Gregorio, no?
Sergio Viloria. Gregorio Lim. Numbers nyo.
So,
Mamaya.
magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I'm Police Senior Superintendent Gregorio N. Lim, the Deputy District Director for Administration ng EPD. So, I will give you the recapitulation of our accomplishment sa Eastern Police District. And I'm the representative of Police Acting District Director, Police Superintendent Elmer Hamias. So, in compliance with the initiatives of SILG Mel Sinen Sarmiento and the Chief PNP Police Director General Ricardo Marquez to download PNP uniform personnel performing administrative work, the Eastern Police District was the first to comply, downloading a total of 203 PNP personnel to perform patrol duties. At ito pong 203 PNP personnel ay na-distribute sa iba-ibang stations within EPD. At according to our district director, one way to show our sincerity is the implementation of Plan Buhos. EPD's anti-criminality deployment of PNP personnel along the EDSA northbound and southbound routes on the round-the-clock basis from 5:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. daily to perform a detective foot patrolling and to assist the PNP-HPG in traffic direction and control, if needed, from Boni Avenue, Mandaluyong to Ortigas Avenue, Pasig City. At ito po yung ating mga accomplishment for the past 3 weeks. 0 po tayo sa robbery incidents, though there is a sudden upsurge in robbery theft incidents inside the malls, business establishments in the present week from October 12 to 18, we can say that out of 31 theft incidents which usually transpire inside the malls and business establishments and 10 robbery incidents happening in the streets, 21 were solved and only 12 remain unsolved as of present time. Ito pong 12 unsolved crimes were due to the lack of interest on the side of the complainants. However, we will still continue the investigation until the perpetrator suspect is being identified in order to file a case against these perpetrators. Also, on carnapping of motorcycles, we have 3 reported incidents and 0 for motor vehicle, while for physical injuries, we have only 5 reported incidents. As for the robbery theft incidents happening in the streets, there are many success stories. One of those was the neutralization of one Rodel Gamayo, who was gunned down on October 10 to 2015 by 2 off-duty police officers, namely PO2 J. Laila of the Police Community Relations Group and our very own PO2 Catherine Kapinpin, our PIO, and arrested Jezreel Viera, aka Eboy, the leader of notorious robbery snatching group by Pasig City Police Station and follow-up unit in Pasig City, following the arrest of 2 more snatchers in the same week at Pasig Mega Market that victimizes students, consumers, call center agents, and commuters traversing along Market Avenue and Dr. Sixto Avenue, Canyogan, Pasig City. So as our Chief PNP Police Director General Ricardo C. Marquez calls for his battle cry to win the streets again by literally deploying policemen not only in the blocks but also in the streets to heighten police visibility and intensify the campaign against lawless elements. The EPD will continue to keep up its image and maintain consistency in having the lowest crime rate among all other NCRPO's police districts. So that's all. At magandang hapon po sa inyo.
Sir, you mentioned about the robbery inside the mall. Sir, ano po yun? Pickpockets ba to?
Karamihan po yung mga pickpockets. Pickpockets
Ay,
po.
sir, ako yung mga nanguhold up sa mga CR lang po, sir.
So, lahat po ng mga sinusumbong sa akin na mga theft ay in-action po ng ating mga kapulisan, especially doon po sa loob ng malls. At ang directive po ng ating acting district director ay yung mga pulis po natin ay within the malls lang po sila bibit. Inside the malls, police action desk lang po nandun.
Sir, yung surge nung robbery theft natin is because ba sa mga sunod-sunod na sale ng mga
Ay, hindi natin masabi kasi nga sa dami ng malls dito sa ating area, bali naiipon po yung pero hindi usually yung gano'n ang sitwasyon na upsurge ng sale.
Contemplating deploying more people, more personnel sa mga malls.
Opo. Sa ngayon, meron tayong mga na-download na personnel doon sa mga malls na nagkakandak ng beat patrol para maiwasan natin yung mga theft and robbery cases na rin. Meron tayo sa yun po tinatawag natin ng Upland Bohos dyan sa along the Mandaluyong areas. Yes, opo. Robinson, Shangri-La. Sa Mandaluyong, we have downloaded 39 PNP personnel. Nagaling po sa headquarters po yon. So, doon sa headquarters ng EPD, bali natira na po sa amin sa almost 7%.
And sir, yung dinownload natin na yun, ano yung primary na mandate natin sa kanila? To go around?
Yes, to go around and conduct beat patrol sa streets. Not inside the malls, but outside the malls. Wala po. Wala. Police assistant desk lang. Hindi ho sila nagpapatrol sa loob ng malls.
Divided ba ito sa Robinson, Podium,
Sa labas lang sila.
Sa labas lang sila?
Yes. Sa labas lang sila nagpapatrol. Along the streets.
Sir, natama ba yung dinig ko yung sila ma'am yung naka-arrest while on duty dun sa isang
Off duty po.
Off duty. Paano yung nangyari lang din? And has she been given commendation by the
yung dalawa po ay recommended for meritorious promotion.
Paano yung incident nangyari ba, sir? Parang, ayun si ma'am,
Bale, ang nangyari doon, while merong nang-hold up, parang caught on the act na nakita nila. So tinulungan nila yung victim hanggang sa mahuli nila yung sa Pasig. Bale, ano po yun? Riding in tandem.
Sinukomment ni Presidente for doing the same, pero parang hindi yata nabigyan masyado ng parang recognition din ng mga
Meron naman sila kasi recommended sila for meritorious promotion. Also, yung mga pulis natin ng Pasig na nag-follow up, meron na rin silang award ng medalya ng kagalingan. Yes.
Sir, have you communicated, coordinated with all management to beef up their security following po yung search sa robbery theft incident?
Ma'am? Excuse ma'am, ano?
Have we communicated, coordinated with mall management po to beef up
Yes,
their security?
opo. Meron kaming monthly meeting with the managers of the malls doon sa area natin. So ang pinag-usapan natin yan is how to prevent yung mga theft doon sa kanilang mga malls. Pinag-usapan po namin yun.
Sir, commitment nila bang nangyari?
Yun nga, yung tutulong sila kasi meron din naman silang mga security sa malls. So in coordination with our police officers, yun, kung may makita silang mga nagnanakaw sa malls, ito turn over sa amin for further investigation.
Pero sir, hindi sila mag-aano ng their own security?
Sino? Ano po?
Walang additional na security silang i-deploy for sa mga malls?
Wala. Kasi meron na silang security doon sa loob. So ang pag-usapan namin, additional PNP personnel na magbibit patrols doon sa gilid ng mga malls, doon sa streets.
Sir, Christmas season, tumatawag sa Mega Mall yung Martillo Bank. Consider po ba yung EPD para magdagdag ng mga personnel doon sa paligid po ng Mega Mall?
Yun na nga po yung ginagawa natin ngayon dahil ito po yung priority program ng ating Chief PNP. Lahat po ng mga kapulisan ay binaba po natin sa kalsada. So marami po ngayon na nagpapatrol.
Sir, tips sa mga shoppers, yung research tayo, that inside, may mga bagong modus, or
The same. Yung kukuha ng mga groceries, yung gano'n. Mga kukuha ng mga groceries, tsaka yung So the same modus. Oh. Shoplifting, yes.
So ito sa 95% na sinabi ng Chief na deployment of your people ano yung compliance natin na masasabi naman natin na complies na
Yes.
100%?
Actually, sa EPD, 7% na po yung naiwan sa headquarters natin. And the 93% ay nasa labas na po lahat. Na-download dun sa mga stations, and from the stations, dinunload naman nila sa PCPs.
Thank you. To our guest briefers from the EPD, thank you very much for your presence. Others matter.
Yung mga Chinese, sir, ano motive?
Sir, pero
Consult.
kailangan interpreter.
Hindi daw magkaintindihan dahil
Yung,
Sir,
ano?
sa shopping, ano yung tip ko, sir?
Ha?
Ano yung tip mo?
Shopping tip. Nakakamera eh.
Wala nakalagay.
Shopping tip sa mga babae. Huwag kayong magdala ng pera.
Ang dadalhin ay?
Boyfriend siyang asawa. sila yung taga-gastos. Hindi yun official maging official yun eh. Patay tayo dyan. Sabi po ng spokesperson ng PNP. Kaya na. Naripon.
tumakbo, bakit yung gulong?
Ganun ba yun?
Ay, nakalagay
Santa Maria.
Bait kayo kay General.
Ay, mga Chinese sir, mga Chinese muna.
Okay. Update doon sa, ito lang yung update muna, no? Sa nangyari sa Cebu. Yung sa firearm, based on the recovered firearm, itong firearm na to, ang details nito is, it's a Colt caliber 45 with serial number 126238. And, okay.
Serial ulit, sir, ulit.
Colt caliber 45 126. Galing ni Joy. 126238. Based on this information, pina-check natin sa Firearms and Explosives Division, and through their verification is na laman nila na doon sa records naka-lisensya ito kay Teodor Calaveras na nakatira sa Valenzuela. And last night, pumunta yung Valenzuela Police, tinrace nila ito. And accordingly, sabi nung may-ari is na-benta niya na ito. And na-recover pa rin ng ating mga kapulisan ng Valenzuela together with the Firearms and Explosives Office, yung baril. So may baril dito sa Manila, at the same time, yung may baril doon. Ang baril ngayon na na-recover is kay nalipat doon sa isang Mr. Mago. Mago ang pangalan. Kasi binenta ni Calaveras, 3 benta niya accordingly, at napunta doon sa kay Mr. Mago ang pangalan. And nirecover ito ng mga tauhan ng Valenzuela Police and tinon over sa Firearms and Explosives Office. The firearm now is with the FEO, yung firearm na na-recover sa Manila. The other firearm, which was also recovered in the crime scene, is with the Cebu, yung investigating unit natin doon ngayon.
So kung malabas,
It would appear that dalawa yung barrel, but again, nasa record ng Firearms and Explosives Office is that yung serial number na yon and the model of the firearm is owned by Teodor Calaveras, which was accordingly sold to Mr. Mago. Pero nasa PIMS nila yung kay Calaveras. And eventually, subsequently, na-discover din na expired na nga yung license. No? And now the firearm is in possession or in custody with the Firearms and Explosives Division.
Noted, sir. Ano po nag-trigger ng shooting incident?
Wala pa tayo doon, Joy, at yan ay kasalukuyang under investigation pa ng Cebu City Police Station.
parang first time namin narinig, ang alam namin, Kambalaka, Kambalahan. But this is the first time, di ba maliit lang naman yung serial number ng baril? And yet, may, ano doon?
Ano possible explanation?
Posibleng may gumawa with the same serial number, the same caliber.
Yung isa picture.
So it's possible na yung isa is hindi siya original.
Yes.
But alam na alam nila yan dahil shooter siya. Di ba?
Pero in this case, sir, hindi pa confirmed which is the original and which is the copycat.
Sa ngayon, ang masasabi natin is that sa FIMS, sa Firearms and Explosives Management System, is that the firearm is under the name ni Calaveras. Yun din yung nakuha doon sa kay Mr. Mago.
Sir, may establish na po kung alin ang fake yung kay Calavera ba yung ginamit sa
Sa ngayon, Joy, wala pa.
So, sir, initially, aside from the crime na nagkaroon ng may namatay, may wounded, meron pang another case because of this unexplained documentation ng firearm.
Sa ngayon, tinitingnan pa ito ng ating mga investigador, but what we can say ngayon is that merong 2 baril na pareho ang serial number.
So how are we gonna prove kung alin doon yung tunay?
Makikita naman yan sa, kumbaga, pag-examine ng totoo o hindi. Metallurgy, mag-check yun kung ano ang tunay at hindi.
Mama, yung sa Cebu, di Mindanao, di ba maraming ginagawa maliliit?
ka naman, yung ini-invoke daw ng dalawa ng consul sila and they are parang
Hayaan na muna natin ang Department of Foreign Affairs ang magbigay ng statement with regard to relationship as to the immunity and other matters pertaining to country-to-country relationship.
Pero sir, paano po yung investigation right now with that na may ini-invoke silang immunity? Nakakausap po ba? May nakukuha po ba tayo from them somehow?
Hintayin natin muna ang pronouncement ng Department of Foreign Affairs kasi it is a country-to-country kumbaga relationship.
Pero sir, clarification, nakakausap po ng Cebu Police yung dalawa or wala?
Nasa custody ng PNP actually.
So yung Chinese couple, isa lang daw doon ang pumaril, so yung isa accessory to the crime.
Hindi pa natin makukonclude, Joy, kasi yan ay sa base sa investigasyon.
Pero sir, na-establish ba kung sino yung bumaril? Yung lalaki ba o yung bumaril?
May kahapon, ang nakalagay doon, ano, Cecil? Ako na, dali lang Ang nakalagay nga sa ating report, which was also relayed to us, dali lang, para at least sure tayo. May iba ba kayong question? Wala na. Thank you.
Pero so far, sir, sabi nga natin yung ini-invoke nila yung pagiging consul nila. What the PNP is doing?
Again, Franz, yun nga, hindi sa side ng PNP yun, that pertains to the function of the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Sir, are we continuing yung investigation or are we waiting for declaration ng
Hintayin natin ang pronouncement ng Department of Foreign Affairs.
But cases will be filed. Cases will be filed, sir.
Again, hintayin natin ang pronouncement ng Department of Foreign Affairs.
Pero sir, may ginagawa naman sir yung police.
Yes, number one, nahuli yung suspect, na-recover ang baril, nag-verify tayo sa baril. But on the next step, especially dun sa question nyo, let us wait for the developments with regard to the pronouncement of the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Hintayin lang.
Yes, as of now, may I appeal to our friends in the media that we wait for the pronouncement of the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Pero can you say that the police has completed its parang step-by-step investigating its crime?
Kung titingnan nyo sa process natin, number one, crime scene, first responder, andun ang police. SOCO, andun ang SOCO. Custody of the suspect, andun ang police, custody. Recovery of the instrument, na-recover. Verification of that instrument, nakuha. Thank you and good morning. Doon lang muna tayo. Yes, Joy. Thank you.
Sir, sorry. Basta nasa custody pa ng Pilipinas yung dalawa.
Yes, Salima.
Walang alam natin, sir.
Opo.
And whether or not will be released, it's up to the response of the DFA.
Yes, hintayin po muna natin yung...
Pinamatay. Tapos dito kinumit yung crime. Tapos, prevail ba yung country-to-country relation? Crime is committed.
Meron sa batas kasi natin, under criminal law, meron mga ganong procedure or provisions. The jurisdiction of an offense ng isang state, being a sovereign country, but again, meron din yung country-to-country relationship, agreements between the country and the country. And the particular agreements or relationship is being, kumbaga, the office concerned is the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Pero it would be a different thing kung may Pilipino involved sa insidente. Kaya natin sinasabi na country to country because they are all national ng China. Kung parang will it be different kwento if may Pilipino involved?
That would be a different story. That would be a different story, considering that a victim is a Filipino citizen. Thank you.
Sir, hindi naman na-relieve.
Sa agusan, sir.
Madami daw na-relieve yung Benguet, na-relieve daw yung...
Saragusan sa...
Yes, yung provincial director ng doon sa kay Mayor.
Ilan ba, sir?
Yes. Yung city director and then the provincial director. Names, wala akong names. Wala pa rin akong names nung pinalit. But as far as I'm concerned, ang pagkakalam ko po ay narilib po sila. Yung name siguro ay kunin namin mamaya. Diyan naman si Jonathan.
For the record, ano po yung reason ng
Yung nangyari doon sa kay Mayor.
Sir, kanino order? Was this an order from SIL?
Pag provincial directors and chief of police, the regional director is the one issuing the orders with clearance from the national headquarters.
Order effective when?
Yun ang hindi ko pa alam ang specifics. I'll just get the specifics. Kunin natin order.
Paano yung sa Cebu?
Oo, sir. Paano
May
yung
marirelieve din ba ron?
Tingnan muna natin. We will not speculate on things. Let us give chance to our investigators.
Ay, sir, another story. Diba?
Another story.
Yung sabi nila, diba, parang handicap ng police na parang English and Tagalog lang ang kaya intindihin. Ang dami ng Korean, ang dami ng Japanese. Diba, I heard dati may in-introduce na tayo parang course for some officers to take yung foreign languages para may pagkaganitong sitwasyon, may magka-handle.
Siguro naalala nyo yung initiative ng human rights na yung Miranda warning na i-translate sa, especially ngayon dito sa atin, napakarami ng Koreans. We have a Korean desk din dito and Japanese desk na sila yung nag-attend ng mga cases involving Koreans. Tumutulong din sila sa atin. Especially, of course, sa interpretation ng language kasi nga hindi naman lahat sa kapulisan is marunong magsalita ng kanilang language. In the future, or pagpaplanuhan din niya ng Philippine National Police na i-include siguro yung training, especially sa lahat ng mga estasyon or regions, somebody can talk, especially sa mga languages ng mga foreigners or tourists na marami dito sa ating bansa. Koreans, Japanese, Chinese. Isa yan siguro sa aspeto na aming pagpaplanuhan.
But for now, sir, what do we advise yung mga investigators natin, mga police natin na
For now, what we can do is request for interpreters from the embassy, and of course, ang official dyan is from the embassy.
buwan na ba na madali lang maka-request ng interpreters from embassy?
Not necessary MOA. Kung yan nasa rules naman yan ng Foreign Affairs, tsaka yung host country, that if the services of an interpreter is needed, then the embassy can supply the necessary interpreters, just if necessary.
Nakipag-coordinate na sir yung PNP sa Chinese Embassy with regards to documents?
Kahapon, actually, may mga representatives doon ng embassy. Sa ngayon is wala pa tayong, doon sa aspeto na yun is wala pa tayong information.
Sir, ano bang lalaki talaga?
The husband. The husband. Nakalagay dito the husband.
Sir, yung conspirators ito commit the murder, sir, pareho silang i-charge.
Nakatakot naman siya. Sa ngayon, Joy is under investigation pa, no? Pa ito, no? That's, doon pa lang tayo dun sa sinabi ko, yung step by step, dun sa firearm muna.
Isang baril lang ang nakuha sa kanila, sir.
Yes, yun lang, yung baril.
Sir, sorry, for soundbite purposes lang po.
Soundbite.
Sorry.
Chocolate.
Pwede po pa-explain po what happened? What do you know so far officially?
Babalik tayo dun sa spot report.
What do you know so far na lang, sir? Ano na lang po yung
Sabihin ko lang yung nangyari. I think that's already in the...
But for soundbite, sir. Sorry.
Balik tayo dun sa spot report. Okay? Mahirap tong may salamin, ano?
double vision.
Oo nga, okay. Spot report on or about 1:30 in the afternoon, October 21 at Lighthouse Restaurant, Mango Avenue, Barangay Careta, Cebu. Ito lang yung tinex ha. Victims. Shooting incident. Yung victim, Sun Shen, Song Ronghua. Ano ba yun? Willie. Were shot by suspect certain Li Qingling, all Chinese national. The suspect was arrested while the victims were brought to Perpetual Succor and Chonghua Hospital for treatment. The suspect is the husband of the Chinese consul. Yun lang po, Salima. Maraming salamat sa iyong tanong. Wala na pong tanong, maraming salamat. At gutom na si Third Ann. Gutom na niyo kanyang. Okay? Julian?